A baby born in Wuhan confirmed as the youngest person recorded with the coronavirus, as more passengers on the Diamond Princess cruise ship with 200 Aussies on board fall victim to the virus. A plane ripped apart after hitting the runway and skidding across the tarmac in Turkey. So what caused this horror crash? The terrifying dashcam vision of a young girl running across a busy suburban street. What happens next? And the heavens open over drought-stricken parts of the country. Hello, my name is Julie Snook and welcome to 9 News Watch for your Thursday. Let's get straight into it, and a Brisbane mother's post on Facebook is certainly gaining some attention today. Brooke Smith says, "I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's, and the house is clean. The dishwasher is on and a load of washing is on." She goes on to say, "I always get up early at 4:30 with my husband to make his breakfast and coffee." Well, we're asking on Facebook, is this a good role model for young women? We'll have your thoughts a little later on. To today's top story now, and the coronavirus death toll has soared to 565, with an average 3,700 new infection cases reported each day. It comes amid worrying signs of new clusters in Hong Kong and Japan, where the cruise ship, the Diamond Princess, has been quarantined with many Aussies on board. Nine's Chris O'Keefe is in Yokohama.
Well, we're on Yokohama Harbour and this is the Diamond Princess. On board is 3,700 people who are essentially in a floating quarantine station. We have confirmed that there are 10 new cases of coronavirus on this boat. That brings it to a grand total of 20. 2 of those are Australian. On board right now, there is more than 230 Aussie citizens who are trapped for the next 14 days. That is the mandatory quarantine period. These people have to stay here until the Japanese government will let them off and let them go home. That's because they don't know who is contagious and who this is spreading to. Now, as this deteriorates throughout the next few days, this could have a massive knock-on effect for the entire cruise ship industry.
Certainly does. Another cruise ship, World Dream, has now been quarantined in Hong Kong. In Wuhan, a scene from a sci-fi film as authorities disinfect the streets. Take a look at that. And also in the city that is the epicentre of the virus, joy is tempered with sadness as a newborn just 4 days old is found to be the youngest carrier yet of the virus. The baby is likely to be moved to a specially built hospital for virus patients, with 1,500 beds opening in Wuhan today. Born weighing 3.25 kilograms and the first case of mother-to-child transmission, the baby is reported to be in a stable condition. Meanwhile, 38 Australians on board the Air New Zealand flight out of Wuhan have completed their transfer to Christmas Island. Well, it didn't take long. After surviving the impeachment bid against him, US President Donald Trump swiftly turned his aim from the Democrats to fellow Republican Mitt Romney, the party's 2012 presidential nominee, who sided with them in the historic vote. A minute-long attack advertisement denouncing him as slippery and stealthy.
Trump's administration as Secretary of State.
President-elect Trump is the very man who can lead us to that better future.
Trump's son called for Romney to be expelled from the Republican Party. Romney had at least been expecting it, predicting there would be enormous consequence of the most difficult decision he has ever made. Shocking vision has emerged of a schoolgirl being hit by a car in Melbourne's east. Now, that dashcam vision has sparked debate online over who is to blame after the girl is seen running between stationary vehicles before she is hit by another vehicle in what appears to be in a parking lane. Horrified drivers ran to the girl's aid. It doesn't appear she suffered any serious injuries. Victoria Police are said to be making inquiries. The best rain in a couple of years is falling across many drought-affected areas of Queensland. The Central West areas of southeast Queensland, the Sunshine Coast, all transformed. Tin Can Bay, just north of there, received 228 millimetres in 24 hours. Brisbane and the Gold Coast are being lashed, although that is causing flash flooding and delays. Nine's Adam Hegarty is in south of Toowoomba. What's happening there, Adam?
Hi there, Julie. Well, if you can make it out, this is the kind of rain hitting drought-stricken Queensland at the moment. It's light, but it's persistent. In a few words, it's brilliant, but they need so much more. A really good example is a tiny town called Clifton. We're in Toowoomba. Clifton's about a half an hour south of where we are. Despite the rain they've been getting, they're still on high-level water restrictions and they're still having to buy in water, around about 12 truckloads a day. But there's some real positives to this rain they've been getting, and they haven't seen it for years. Rainwater tanks are full for the first time in years. Spirits have therefore been raised, backyards are green, gardens are green, and it's really helping to ease the burden of those water restrictions. Then you've got growers in that area. They're finally getting some moisture into their soil. Basically, any rain's good rain out here.
Oh, it certainly is. As that wall of water moves south, Sydney and the New South Wales East Coast can expect a welcome drenching over the next few days as well. Now, the Big Bash bushfire appeal cricket match featuring Shane Warne and Ricky Ponting has been switched from the SCG to Melbourne, although the Big Bash final itself will still be taking place at the Sydney Cricket Ground. A washout feared for a sellout crowd, and residents in WA's Pilbara region on the north coast are being warned to prepare for destructive winds, with Cyclone Damien developing and expected to hit hard Saturday. Around the world now, Envision has emerged at the moment. A Boeing 737 skids across the runway at an airport in Turkey before it snaps into three. Rescuers in Istanbul scrambled to free survivors from the wreckage of the aircraft as it stopped just short of a busy road. At least 3 passengers were killed. 150 of the 177 total on board have been taken to hospital. Those with less serious injuries deciding to catch the airport bus. The low-cost Pegasus carrier flight had arrived from the Turkish city of Izmir. Gusty winds are being blamed for the crash. A scare at the Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, where a car drove through barriers. Police forced to ram the vehicle and deflate its tyres before dragging the driver out at gunpoint in front of fans who were assembling to see their football heroes. Kansas has been waiting 50 long years for this trophy, so it's no wonder fans ignored the Midwest midwinter cold and even climbed trees to get a good view. Superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes playing up to the crowd in front of Union Station, and rightly so. Well, legendary actor Kirk Douglas has died at the age of 103. His son Michael Douglas saying his father was a legend, an actor from the golden age of movies who lived well into his golden years. Douglas never won an Oscar but made more than 90 movies in a career that stretched across 7 decades. He is best known for playing the slave gladiator Spartacus, who led a revolt against the Romans in 1960.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
What a legend indeed. Well, what better way to lift you up on a Thursday than to introduce you to the newest member of the Nine family. Our very own Sylvia Jeffries and husband Pete Stefanovic have welcomed a beautiful baby boy into the world, little Oscar Hamilton Stefanovic, weighing in at 3.4 kilograms.
He is perfectly healthy, Sylvia says, and just like his uncle has a massive
personality.
Sylvia says Mum and Dad are completely smitten. Congratulations to you, to you both. Lots of love from everyone here at the Today Show, and especially us here. That is gorgeous. Well done, Sylvia. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous creation.
Just so beautiful. So happy for them.
Oh, it makes you want to cry.
Oh, look at your uncle. It's Uncle Carlos.
I know.
And good luck, Oscar. In the Stefanovic family, you might need it with that Uncle Carlos. Well, before we go, in our Facebook poll today, we asked you about a Brisbane mother whose social media post seems to have divided the internet. Brooke Smith has detailed her home routine, which includes getting up at 4:30 in the morning to make her husband's breakfast. So, do you think this is a good role model for young women? Well, 65% of you say absolutely it is. 35% don't seem to agree. Lisa Morty commented, "I did everything when I was a stay-at-home mum. I found it easy and loved every moment, easier than working for me." While Alicia Hall says if she's happy looking after her family, then yes, she's a great role model. One size does not fit all. Live and let live. Some good advice, I say. Well, that is 9 News Watch for your Thursday. We will be back again tomorrow from 5:30 p.m. I'm Julie Snook. Thanks for your company.